Welcome, and in today's video, I have got something cool for you. I've got a full, I should know exactly how long it is, but something like hour 20 long course right here for you on YouTube. So enjoy. We're going to be making this character from start to finish because this is going to be fun. Strap in and enjoy. Let me grab the reference image. So I'm just going to boot up PureRef, which is basically software like this. I can just drag my reference image directly like that. And I'm just going to slap that on my second monitor, or we can just go, or even just might just go put it in the exact same point, just like. And then I'm just going to go on PureRef, go what's it, window, or it's mode, always on top. And I'm going to press N for my side panel, screencast keys, so you can see what I'm clicking right there. Hello. Cool. Yeah, so the first thing we have to do is go Shift A, Mesh, Cube. Okay, and then this is going to be used for our, like, just the base mesh. The first thing we have to do is go delete half of it and add a mirror modifier on it. So to do that, we're just going to press Tab to go edit mode. Then we're going to go Control R to add an edge loop. So you see it pops up a little yellow line like this. And you see here, I'm just going to click, so get a vertical line and press Escape. So it leaves it in the center like that. Okay, then I'm just going to drag, delete the left side, and I can go X vertices. Okay, and you see like this. Cool. Now we can go here to modifiers, press add modifier, mirror. Okay, and you see here now it's a setup. But the problem we have here is if we move around, you'll see it like doesn't stick to the center. So we're gonna have like very easy have problems with our mesh. So the way to fix this, just click clipping over here. Okay, and you see now if you move with just G, nothing happens, or there's no problems. All right, cool. So we can go into front view and start working on this. So actually, I like. First thing I'm going to do is add another edge loop along the side. So Control R again, left click, right click to cancel. Okay, and then from here we can go to edge selection. Just grab this, select it, just go GX, pull it out a little bit. Okay, then we can do similar thing. We can just go grab these two. I'm just going to go scale Y, and you see that pulls it in like that. I can just go GX. Okay, so I might have to move these all. So like, we basically just want to get more round kind of thing. So you see, yeah, if I go top view, you can see I basically just going to kind of get it to however I want. So you can scale Y like this, just SY, and then you can also just go GX and move it in and out. Okay, so there we go. That's I'm happy with that. Okay, and then I'm going to go work in other. You can just click this, which will allow you to actually select through your mesh. So you see here, if I just hold left click, I select the whole front of the mesh. So this, I think it's what Alt Z. Alt Z is the default for it. Just if you have like any GeForce experience, the default keybind may interfere with that, I think. Or maybe I've rebounded. But yeah, cool. I'm just going to pull this up slightly. And I'm just going to box select the stop bit, and I can press E to extrude. And then we can basically just move, and I'm just going to kind of do my best to kind of match his sort of torso shape, because obviously we can do like that and then like that. So maybe even just make this shorter. So to do this, G and Z to move this. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'm going to pull this in a little bit, extrude in. So kind of his whole face kind of extrudes in and then extrudes out. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to split my view in half. So I'm just going to go to the top left corner. You see my crosshair, well, my mouse goes to like a crosshair looking thing. I'm just going to drag across, and you see I have two screens now. This left one, I'm going to go into front view, and the side one is going to be side view. So what I can do from here is I can just know what I'm supposed to match up with. So I'm just going to go scale and Y. Okay, so you see like there. And obviously we can just go GY to move it back and forth. You see there. So maybe like if you think of a human, they might do something like that. Cool. And then there. And then from here, I'm just going to go extrude and then just scale. And you see when we scale, it has a bit of a weird thing. So I might just go scale X, or I can go GX. So you see if I scale, it doesn't scale X. It doesn't kind of keep the circle. But if I pull it out, you see now it looks proper. Cool. And then we can just go extrude up. So E, and you see, so it just automatically snaps to this because that's the way the face is facing. I might just scale up again. So you see there, GX as well, just to kind of get like a little angle, and we can just extrude. And actually, let me show you a way to make this easier and to get the scaling properly. Just go select this middle vertex, go Shift S, cursor to selected. Okay, and now if I select this whole top bit, I can just go dot for the period key, and then you see 3D cursor. Now if you see if I scale, it's going to scale like this. And if I have it further or lower than this, which is a 3D cursor, so you see if I have it here and I scale, it's going to move up. So just go scale, shift Z, and you see so that stops it from moving along the Z axis. Okay. So there. Cool. And then extrude and go scale and go shift Z again. Okay. And then usually what I do is, actually this is fine. So usually I'd kind of take this and then like extrude it in again and then go like M at center. So it looks like this. But it's actually fine to keep it as these, which are quads, because we have four-sided faces, which is good. Cool. And then we are looking pretty good. Cool. And I'm just going to go turn the X-ray off, just so I can see my mesh a bit easier. And if you want, you can also kind of round some areas out. So we can even go add edge loop here, and then just pull the whole head down. So to select the whole edge, you go Alt left click, and again Control R to add edge loop. I might even pull this up slightly, so we kind of have a bit of a kind of curve like that. Okay, cool. I think this is going pretty well. And same thing. So now we have our 3D cursor like this. We can also go to scale, shift, and Z, or we can just go scale X, and that works properly. And if you want to change it back, you can press period key and go to median point right there. Okay, cool. Now let's work on the legs for a little bit. So I'm just going to grab these, and then usually what I'll do is I'll take these, go extrude down like that. Okay, and then I'm not going to extrude the legs from here. I'm going to delete these side vertices. Okay, so you see now we have a six-sided hole like this. Cool. And what we can do with this is I'm just going to go into my X-ray again. And if you can't see the X-ray, you might have to just hover over the stop bar and scroll down. You see like that. Or as you said, you can go Alt and Z. I'm just going to go select these bits, drag it down, and we're going to kind of try our best to get a circular looking area like that. And obviously we have our front view over here. I'm just going to go GX and then kind of get a more straight line like this. And also, like if you'll see in the reference, the you'll see it's quite a big kind of gap. So you see like this, we have more of an arch. So we can also kind of make something like that to there. And then from here, we can extrude. I'm just going to rotate. Okay. And you see, so it's not very flat right now. So the way to do that, we can just go SZ0. And you see now it's flat. And also we can also rotate if we want to line it up, but it doesn't really matter too much. So you see, so we can just kind of position it like this. And then I'm just going to kind of get it so we have more of a curve to the whole leg. Same thing. So here, going to do that. And then if you want to make this 100% circle, we can go edit, preferences, possibly get extensions, go loop tools. Yeah, so there, and just click install. And then go to add-ons and just type in loop tools and make sure it has the checkbox enabled. And what we can do from that is take this edge, Alt left click, and go W, loop tools, circle. Okay, and you see, well, actually, don't press W, press right click. Sorry, I have a custom hotkey for that. So right click, loop tools, circle, and then use that to kind of scale up and down. Now that we know our leg's actually circular. Cool. And then you can obviously decide where. So I'm just going to go Alt left click. I'm going to Alt Shift and just drag select the rest of it. And then we can kind of position it back and forth however we want, or we can do kind of like almost like that. Maybe extrude down one more time. Cool. And then press F. And then we can even just go just insert slightly. So or just go extrude and scale. Cool. So you could like get like a little kind of just a little edge like that. Just as like a tiny little detail. But yeah, cool. That's the legs done. And now let's get the arms. Cool. So to do that, we have a method that I quite like using. So I'm going to select these two faces like this. And to get to face select, we can press 3 on the top of our keyboard or just go click over here. I'm going to hold shift. So we select both of these. Let's go I to inset. You see, so slightly works similar to extrude, but just works slightly different. Then right click, loop tools, circle again. And I'm just going to go scale this down and just like pull it out. And you see, this is kind of just setting up the shoulder almost. Okay, so now you see we just have a circle bit that we can extrude from. And I'm not going to follow the reference and have the arms go down like that. I'm just going to have them kind of stick out like that in what's called an A pose, or you can go immediately out in what's called a T pose like that. Okay, so to do this, I'm just going to go extrude. Cool. And then we can just go pull this out to however long we want the arms to be. Cool. And then usually what I do is I'll go Control R to add the middle. So obviously, if you go Control R, it adds it immediately in the middle. So I'm just going to leave it there. And then from that, I'm just going to go top view. I'm going to go G, Y to pull it back. Vertex selection, select this, and then just kind of set it up like that. Okay, I'm just going to go Control R, scale, so add edge loop. Maybe we can go pull this down slightly. And to do that, we can use an edge slide. So to use the edge slide, we just got to press G twice. So you see like there, and you can just shift it over. I'm just going to scale it up, okay? And then we can even just go scale up the whole arm a little bit. And if we add an edge loop on the bicep and kind of bring that down, you see that kind of just adds very much like a taper to everything. See? Looks quite cool. Okay. And then we somehow have to get some hands from this, which may be a little bit more difficult, but no worries. But the last thing I'm going to do before I do that is I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to rotate this slightly, so we can just go top view. So just, yeah, just rotate slightly, Control R, and then just G twice to pull it all the way. And then I'm just going to go select the vertices and just kind of pull it out like this. So create almost like a elbow. So that's just going to help in terms of deforming it for like games or anything. And you can use that on almost anything. So you can add more edges on pieces like this. You can add them on the knee. You can add it on like the shoulder area. Basically, if something's going to move, so maybe like even the neck, if you're going to have some harsh movements or need more detail, adding a second edge can be helpful. And I don't know, I'm just adding this random kind of little dip almost if you want to add like a collarbone, or you can even add like a little bit of a chin, because it's not much like distinguishing features between his head and body. So that actually looks quite nice. Cool. There we go. We have a pretty decent part. And yeah, so the hand. So yeah, I'm going to click on the face select these two, and then we can just go extrude out. Okay, this is going to be for the hand. So to make a hand, I'm just going to select this vertex and just pull it up, and then grab other two vertices like this and also pull them up. So you see, we kind of just create like a little bit of a flat base for a hand. Cool, and then that should be good. We can also just bring this back and then just extrude out, so we have kind of like the whole hand like that. Okay, and then from there we can just go like extrude out, or we can just go extrude out. Actually, I'll show you how to extrude, like separate them. So I'm going to extrude out like this. So we're going to have like 2 seconds with the fingers. So you see, I'm just going to kind of rotate with R, pull it down, Control R, and then you can just do it like that. And then I think the hand's a bit way too long. So let me just go, I'm kind of just going to orientate myself, so I'm kind of looking almost the side of it. Pull the hand a bit, and then we can just go pull the fingers in. Okay, and then to separate the fingers, let me just go out of this mode. I'm just going to select all these vertices, just these 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, I went Z for wireframe. And then I also go V to rip. Okay, you see that separates it like that. And then I might just go actually pull these over, because usually what I quite like doing is making it almost like the like pinky, well, not the pinky, the pointer finger. So like that. And then we can just basically shape this up. So usually I kind of shorten that finger. So there. And you see, so that's just getting a sort of shape for everything. Obviously, we still have a gap between these two. So I'm just going to select this edge over here. So I can select this one and just press F, and you see, so it fills it in, and then fills it in, and then fills it in, and fills it in. So just press F 4 times, and it fills in that gap. Cool. Yeah. And then for the thumb, usually what I do is I kind of keep this edge here. I go grab this edge and just pull it out like there. And you see, so now we kind of have a face sitting here. And what we can use is use this to extrude out for the base of the thumb. And what I found sometimes is nice to rotate with. So you see, obviously, if you rotate, it rotates around your like view. But you can also use double R if you need to kind of get a different orientation. So you see, I'm just going to kind of get some sort of drop down and then just extrude out and scale it down. And also this is rectangular. So again, we can go right click, loop tools, circle, and then same thing here. So loop tools, circle. May sound counterintuitive, but obviously a four-sided circle is a square. So it's basically just going to make it a 100% square, which is good. Cool. So just get something good like that. Might be a little bit bulky, but I guess that's part of the style with having big chunky forearms like that. And then obviously worry about your kind of length of arms. I might even just go, so Z wireframe. I'm just going to go select the whole arm and just pull it in. So like that. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit better. Cool. There we go. And we have a pretty good base done. Okay, cool. So let's move on to part 2, where we actually get some clothing done for this character. Cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is get his little tunic type thing done. So obviously we have basically the kind of, I think it's also like all one piece, and then going to kind of just go around the belt, and then so we can even separate the mesh if we want. There's not really a problem with either way. Okay, and now basically the way I'm going to do this, so I'm just going to select, go Z wireframe. I'm just going to hold left click and then just box select basically up to like here. So I've got like the whole body and the arm and there. So shift and D to duplicate. You see, so I'm moving around, it's like this. I press escape, so it leaves it in the same position, but remember it's still a separate mesh. And then we can just go P and bar selection. Okay, and now you see we kind of have this orange outline, which means there's another object. Okay, so I'm going to press tab, go back to object mode. I can select the shirt, and you see, so now we have 2 different objects like this. Cool. So now this is ready to be turned into the shirt piece. So to do that, I'm first going to make kind of this collar. So to do that, I'm going to use the knife tool. So I'm going to press K for the knife tool. And you can see, we can basically cut directly onto our mesh. Another thing we actually really have to do is I'm just going to go cut like this, just give it a little like V, and I'm just going to connect it up like that. Press enter. I'm just going to go Alt left click on this edge. So I'm going to hold like over this vertical edge and then go X faces. I can delete this face as well. Okay. Now, what we can do with this is, let me just get rid of my drawing. What we can do with this is we can actually start shaping it all up now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use an knife tool actually again, and I'm going to just give myself a rim around the whole neck. So you see, I'm just going to go around like this. So just left clicking like that. And if you have any problems where like you didn't line up properly, you can use G twice to just edge sides. So you see here, if I just need to kind of get a bit like more of a consistent thickness, I can just do that. Now, the reason I've just done this is so that I can grab this whole outer edge. So if I just go Alt left click, you see like that. I can just go scale, like pull it up. And you see, so now we have the ability to kind of just make it a little bit of that it kind of stands off a little bit from the head. Cool. So yeah, and we can even pull it out so far that it becomes almost like kind of falling over slightly, or yeah, if you know what I mean. Cool. So there, and then from here we can also, if we want, go select these 2, like so. We can merge them, but that's going to just cause a couple problems. So let's not do that actually. Yeah. Now to make this look better, like just better, I'm just going to go add a solidify modifier. So just add modifier solidify. I'm just going to drag it up slightly. So usually we have to go to a negative value. So you see, so if we go positive, it goes into the model, whereas negative goes that way. You can also set even thickness if you want. It doesn't really change too much. And if you want to be able to see the actual points in edit mode, just click this little triangle icon. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to select this whole edge. Actually, yeah, this you see we have obviously the 2 edges. I'm just going to select this one, just scale it up a little bit. So you see like that. And then I'm just going to pull this back just a little bit. So just pull it to the left. Because obviously, like you see, so when you pull it closer, it kind of changes that angle. So it just makes it a little bit more relaxed. And then we can also just kind of try and make it look a little bit, let's go look from this view, a bit more straight in terms of, because obviously, like if you actually pose the character, the arms aren't going to be just hanging out like that. So we've got to kind of think about it from that aspect. Actually, I think the arm should be a little bit, the sleeve should be shorter. So I'm just going to go add an edge loop there and then just scale this up. So basically the same as what we just did. We'll just do it like that. Cool. That's cool. Okay, and then obviously, so we need to get the belt area in. So I think to do that, we can just put it over here. So I'm just going to go Control R to add an edge loop, left click, pull it up a little bit to like there. We can do again, Alt left click to select this whole edge and just go scale to pull it up like that. Cool. And then we can also just go kind of pull this up so it gets like a little bit of a curve. You see, that just makes it look a little bit more interesting. Cool. And then from here, what we can do is I might just pull this whole edge up, and then I'm just going to go scale Y, so just so it's not as like close to the thing. Go extrude down again, and then from here, similar to the shirt, I'm just going to go K for the nav tool, and then just going to go do a little thing like that. Cool. And then X faces looks good, and then we can kind of just shape this up to however we want. Yeah. So obviously it has the same solidifier on as the rest of it because it's all the same mesh. So from here, looks cool. You can decide if you want to have it like hang down further, because you can do something like that, or we can go kind of just take it all the way up. So I think actually having it hang down like that makes sense. Yeah, so that's good. So basically, I just select the whole thing, and I can just rotate, move, rotate, whatever, scale, all that fun stuff. Cool. And I'm just going to kind of give this like a little bit of a curve like that. Cool. That's cool. Now, what we can do is just go select, so go face select, again, hold on the vertical edge, go Alt, left click, and then from here, I can just go Shift and D to duplicate. Just press Escape, so we leave it in position, and then we can press P, bar selection. Now you see again, this whole mesh is now highlighted orange, so we can go back to object mode, select it, and now we have a separate mesh. Okay, so you see the bolt is a bit thinner than this, so what I can do is just go vertex select, Alt, left click, select the whole edge. I can just go G twice again to edge slide it up. So you see something like that should be good. Now we could scale it up, but the better way of doing it is using Alt and S, which is the shrink and fatten tool. See, basically like when you scale up, obviously it's going up and down as well, whereas Alt and S will kind of just go along the actual like face and try not to mess around with the shape too much. But yeah, so there we go. We have a belt now. Obviously we can add details to it, but we got a base kind of piece for it. Cool. Looking good. Okay, now let's get these little forearm wrist strap type things done. So to do that, I'm just going to select the whole thing. So again, face select, Alt left click, Alt Shift left click. Again, against the like opposite like edge or opposite direction. So if we want to select this way, we select the horizontal line like that. Shift D to duplicate, Escape P bar selection, and I can just go Control R like this, and I can just go face select, Alt left click, X faces. Cool. Now I can go Control R, take this here, Control R, take this here. And I can just go select all of these faces, so Alt Shift left click, and just go Alt S. So you see there. I might just go kind of pull that out a little bit, but you see now we basically just kind of have each edge just kind of bump up a little bit, just so it makes it look like it's actually a separate 3D piece, or like it's not just stickiness to it. Okay, and to be able to get this kind of like wrap effect, the way I usually do it is basically just go Control R to add edge loop, and you can just go scale up one of them or scale down the other one. So you see here, and then same thing. So we can just go. We can also go with the knife tool and just kind of cut an edge that we need. So you see like this. So there, and then to there. Control R, and you see, so it's kind of like a weird thickness in terms of you see here. So when you kind of pull it back and forth, it kind of sticks, well, like kind of blends between them. So to be able to fix that, we can just press E for even and then F for flipped. Okay, you see, so now it's more consistent. Well, now it's just sound as consistent to one side. Cool. And then we can just scale it up like that. And yeah, so there I might just pull these away so it doesn't kind of intersect. Yep. And then be like one more. So we just go here, E for even, F for flipped, and then just grab this, scale it up. Okay. And then, yeah, I might actually just take this whole edge back and just kind of give it a gap. So I'm just going to use the knife tool like this. And then we might just have to pull that down And you see, so now we just have, you see, we have these two selected. I can press F, and you see that just turns them into one face. Yeah, you see, I just kind of wanted to have more of a gap. Yeah, cool. I think it looks quite nice. Obviously, you could just go apply the mirror modifier. So you just go apply like that, and then have done it asymmetrically. But I'm lazy, so I'm not going to do that. Cool. Yeah, actually, good idea. Let's just save this file. So let's just go. I don't know, Mushroom Man tutorial. What I quickly want to do, just to kind of make this look a little bit nicer and kind of just give us a general idea of what we're doing, I'm going to just quickly add some colors to this. Now, the way we can do this is just by adding a color to, or viewport color to the shading. So to do that, so I select a piece, go click new on the material tab, new. I can just scroll down to viewport display, and you see I can pick a color. So here we can just go give it like a similar color to whatever is in our reference. So something like that. Usually you want to go with quite a like desaturated color almost. So the closer to the center, the less saturated. Obviously, like that's not as nice of a color as something like this in this case. Cool. So just do your best to pick it. You could obviously, if you add your image directly into your scene, then you could just use the color picker. But because of how the viewport works, you see this is kind of, it changes slightly in terms of the actual color and how it displays it. Yep, so same thing here. So new, scroll down, viewport display, and we can just go give it a like brown. And then, yep, we can go something like this. Obviously, you want to make it distinguish from the shirt. Obviously these are preset colors, so like placeholders, so it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, there we go. Cool. I'll just make it a little bit more blue, so it even distinguishes a little bit more from the body. Cool. Looking pretty good. Let's just save it, and we're good to continue. Okay. Something that's kind of bugging me a little bit. I'm just going to kind of pull this face out a little bit, just make it look a little bit, just kind of seem a bit too thin almost. And then same thing here. Yeah, I like that more. Cool. Yeah, just a little thing that was annoying me a little bit. Okay. By the way, if you are enjoying this so far, then you can also go check the first link in the description where you have my full character course where you learn to make game-ready characters inside of Blender. Yeah, go check that out. Back to the video. Now, we are at a pretty good point, but let's get some more detail in here. First thing I'm going to do is just go Shift-A, Mesh, and like Cube. Or I'm just going to add a plane, actually. I'm going to go RX90 to rotate. And you see, actually, I have my proportional editing on. So let me just go turn that off. And then I'm just going to go RX90. And basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to go side view, GY, and then just place it kind of obviously where, so basically we're creating this little belt thing. And then I'm just going to use solidify to kind of make it thicker. But yeah, let's go tab, edit mode. Looks symmetrical, so we could use a mirror. So add edge group scale X, Control R for edge group, and then we can go X vertices. So now we have this half, modifies, mirror, cool, and let's turn clipping on, okay. And then if we want, we can just go R to inset, and then B for bevel, actually B for boundary. That does not work because, I can show you why. We have to give it some thickness, so if we wanted to do that, we have to go there, but let's just go, not really for that explanation, let me just go inset it, so we just go like that, and then just delete these two vertices in the middle, or faces, X faces, and then just go select the edges, G, X, so you see like that. So now we have a continuous piece, and actually, funny enough, we can just delete these faces, so now we have this piece. Okay, we can add a solidifier, you see that just goes and add some thickness like that. Cool. And then you can see that kind of like grows in thickness almost. So we can do something like that. And just go pull it up and then just go place it on the belt. Okay. And then sometimes it helps to kind of add more edges to belts. So you see we can go kind of like that. And then so you can kind of start shaping up a little bit. We could also just bring this out a little bit just so that we don't like cut into the shirt as much. No, actually it's fine. We just get it to hang over. We could even just go grab this vertice and make this part more flat almost. You see like that. And just pull that down. Yeah, okay. That looks right. And then if you want for kind of like, I don't think we really have a pin or anything, but you could obviously just go add like a cube. So we just go like this. And just go GY. Just go scale along the x-axis. Yeah, you see there. So there we just got like a little thing. And then sometimes I like having kind of a the belt loop kind of coming off, but that's up to you if you want. So we could go to the mirror, apply it, and then from here, obviously make it asymmetrical. But we could also just go select an edge and just go extrude out GY. We might have to see currently like this kind of all messed up. Let's go Shift and N to recalculate normals. That doesn't work or doesn't fix it. So let's just go add a solidifier. No, not that. Let's just go. So here, we can select this face and go Alt N and flip. And you see now that face is like it's changed it. So basically, we changed the way the face is facing, which means that the solidifier will add thickness to it in a different direction. But you see that's just a tiny little bit of extra detail, but it means a lot. Cool. Now we can get some of these little dangling things and pouches, whatever. And we could also get the little like loops or whatever. But yeah, so for these pieces, almost look like little like tomes or something. So we can just go Shift A cube, so scale down, or actually we can just go plane. So RX90, we can scale down, scale along the Z-axis like that. And then when you do that, so if you're scaling in object mode, you want to just go see end panel. You can see the scale is like a random number. So what I prefer to do here is go Control A and scale, just so that we have a thing like this. So if we add any modifiers or anything like that, they're actually going to work properly. So from here, I'm just going to add an edge loop, just add like a slight curve to it, and then just going to duplicate, Shift D, and then just go make it slightly different, like that, and then again. Okay, so there, maybe make it a little bit more. Cool. So now we have those three, and I can just go add a solidifier, and you see, so there, and I'm just going to go Control A scale on all of them. So you see, I have them all selected, and then you see the modifier doesn't add to the other ones when I had them all selected. We can just go select on the modifier, copy to selected, and you see now they all have the same modifier, and they all have 1, 1, 1, so they all have a consistent like scale when it comes to the solidifier as well. Cool. Now, yeah, I can also just go like rotate, and then just go. So we can go rotate Z, and then scale them down so the correct scale. So that what these two are going to kind of line up with this face, and then this one is going to go rotate Z, and then go place it like that. So we could also just go rotate them slightly so they're all kind of clustered together. And then from here we can just go select the belt. I'm just going to select this whole face, Shift D to duplicate, press Escape, P bar selection. Same thing as we've done before. Just grab this edge and then just G twice to edge slide it in. And then from here, we can scale up. And then from here, we can also, depending on the thickness of the solidifier, you see if we just drag it out, we can basically just have that piece. So we can bring up the thickness if we need. Or we can make it thinner. So we do like this. So you see there, like that. And then just grab either end and then just extrude it in like that. Maybe give it an even thickness. And then just make sure that they aren't leaning a huge amount like this is. Cool. And you see, so now we've got a full, like proper belt loop like this. Cool. And then from here, you could also take that edge and just go like extrude down. But yeah, so up to you. Or you just have a separate mesh. So yeah, what I'm going to do, just make this a little bit easier to move around, because currently you see the little orange dot, which is the origin, and where it pivots around. It's currently set to there. So I'm just going to go Object, Set Origin to Geometry. And you see now if I rotate, it rotates around the object, which is a lot easier to move around. So you can say I can just go RZ, and then just go place this properly for here. And then again, I'm using that double R to rotate it a little bit easier. And then same thing, so Shift D, and then we can just go kind of push that in. And then we can also turn the even thickness on. I don't know why, actually, I don't know why it's off. I thought I put it on. But yeah, cool. So there. And then we could obviously just go Shift D and then just go extrude down for the little thing like this. Same thing, so Shift D and then just go kind of stick that over there. I think this one's leaning a little bit too much. But yeah, so there we go. A little bit of detail. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's go on to this little pouch. So to get the pouch done, I'm just going to go Shift A, Mesh, let's go Circle. So Mesh, Circle. Obviously you can see it's quite high res, so I'm going to drop this down to something like 10, maybe. 10 should be fine. Maybe a little bit high poly, but it's fine. So yeah, I'm just going to scale this down, and then go tab to go edit mode, F to fill, and we can just go extrude out like that. Cool. And then from here, I might just go, we're going to have two options. We can go here, extrude scale. We could like extrude scale 0, or just go extrude scale, or like just go M at center. And then use this to kind of design the front. So you see that kind of just like that. Or we can go, just go vertex, and just go J. So we kind of get more horizontal lines, which allows us to get a bit more of a different, or just gets us a different shape when kind of modeling this. So we can kind of just make it pouch like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then obviously we could go, so nav tool, just go down the center like this. And you could actually from here just go select, so here, select this, M at last, same thing here, M at last. Okay, and you see, so now we can just take this whole center line. I can hold control and you see it selects the shortest path. I can just go G, Y, and kind of round out the whole front of it. Okay. And then I'm actually just going to kind of have the whole like lid flap thing built in. So I'm just going to use the nav tool. So I'm just going to go kind of cut it like this. Okay, press enter. So I'm just going to do half. And I'm just going to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices, which is not very good. We need to have 4 or less. So we see like that. So just select these two and press J to join them. So you see now it's just kind of a more cohesive thing. And also we could go here, M at center, like that. Cool. And then just grab all of these. Actually, before we do that, select everything, mesh, symmetrize, and change this to +X from -X. Okay, and you see now it is mirrored. Yep. So there. And then we can also turn this X mirror on. So it's not, doesn't work as well as the mirror, but it will work if your mesh is already symmetrical. So I'm just going to grab this. Actually, I'm going to grab all of these. Just go extrude. We can go like scale X, I guess. Cool. And then you see, so we can move this around, and I might just go kind of give that more of a curve there. Cool. Just pull that forward, give that a bit of a curve, I guess. So there, looks cool. And then I might just grab all of these and then just pull them back like that. Okay, cool. And then from here, I'm just going to go, I'm going to again, so Shift S, cursor to selected. And what that does is when the 3D cursor is where all the objects in your scene are going to be added from. So from here, I'm just going to go select this RX90, and then I can just go tab to edit mode, go put it check here, and then we basically just going to, I'm just going Z wireframe to be able to actually select bits. I can just go just kind of extrude it out. Maybe the scale X. It's supposed to be kind of like a little flap to kind of close it. not sure exactly where it's supposed to originate, so I don't know if you're just going to kind of do like that. Guess it looks fun. And just add a solidifier to it, like that. And then I guess similar as before, we can basically just go select this face, Shift D to duplicate, P by selection, and then we select it. I guess so select this, G twice to edge slide, scale it up, pull it forward. I guess we also just go take these and then just go extrude in like that. So you see that. So now, same thing as we did before. Now we just have a little loop like that. Okay. And then we can just go select these, material tab, new, and then we can just give it a color. So again, I'm just going to give it a kind of dark saturated color. Control L, and we can go link materials like that. You see all of them have the same material now. And if you want to get everything to follow like one object, firstly, we could also just select everything and apply the modifiers and then just Control J to join them. Or we just select these two, select this one, go Control P, and then with keep transform. Okay, so Control P for the parent, and you see now when I rotate and move it around, it follows. So I can just go kind of place it here, get a good scale, go G, Y, pull it forward. Okay. And then, so there, Shift D, I'm just going to go L, L, L. So L for link select, just so we can delete all of those pieces. And then we can just go add in the two kind of straps that's supposed to hold the thingy in. Cool. So Shift D to duplicate, R, Z, and then just go place it there. G, Y. Cool. And if we wanted, we can go try get a closer color. So we can just go make it a little bit more like there. So that's just a slightly different shade. And also select these two, Control L, link materials. And we guess we could also do maybe like these two are that color. So you see, they all have slightly different shades. You see, so maybe we make that darker, or you see, so it's kind of just that like thing of what's going to be what. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Obviously, you can change anything if you want. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. Okay, cool. Now let's go and get something. Yeah, let's just get the sword done. I guess why not? Cool. So the first thing I'm going to do to make the sword is I'm just going to go mesh cube, and I'm just going to pull this over. Let's just work over here. Okay. So with the reference, you can see obviously it's going to be obviously just a like rectangle thing. And then we obviously just need to have like a little tip like that. And then we basically just have thingies wrapped around like that. And then like a little like inset. And then obviously the guard or whatever, handle, and then the end bit. Yeah, cool. So let's just get working. So usually what I would do for this, I'm just going to go grab the cube, scale Y, and also my screencast keys are off. Let me just put those on. Cool. So something like that should be good. And then again, so Control A, scale to apply our scale. And then from here, I'm going to bring my reference back here. And then from here, we can basically just go add an edge group like this. And from here, I'm just going to go Control B to bevel. So you see like this. And then get whatever width we want basically before the blade starts tapering in. And then at that point, so we can basically grab these and then just go S, Y, 0. And you see there. So that kind of goes and just makes it to a point. But if you go here, you'll see the vertices on top of each other. They haven't been like deleted. So we can select everything with A and go M for merge and go by distance. You see, so removed 4 vertices, and now you see they work properly. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go delete the faces at the bottom like that, just so we can go kind of extrude out. And if you wanted to kind of like gauge the size, we could basically just scale it like this in object mode, not in edit mode, and then just kind of get whatever length we need. And if you want to move it along the actual like local Z axis, go G and then Z and then Z again. So you see now it's moving along the local Z. Something like that should be good. Maybe scale it down a little bit and we can just go again. So there should be good. And then we can just go Alt R and just go pull it over here. Cool. Then I'm just going to go extrude up like that. And then what we have to do, basically just go S, or we can just go M. Yeah. Just go M at center, M at center. You can pull these down slightly, and then same thing, M at center. And then obviously we just want to try to get it as like similar thickness as possible. Something like that should be good. And then obviously you could change it depending on how you want. But yeah, looks good. And then obviously same thing, you could also change the thickness in terms of like the y-axis, all of that good stuff. Cool. So from here we can basically just go make this little crossbar thingy. So yeah, Shift A. So I just went selected with Shift S, Shift S cursor to selected. Then from here I can go mesh cube, and then scale it down, scale X like that. Cool. And then I can go add. I'm just going to add 2 edge groups. So Control R and then just scroll up once. Okay, so you see like that. And then we can just go scale X. And the reason we do that is just so we can have just these 2 edges on either side. Go G, Z. And you see now we got this like a little bit of a curve right there. And then, so if we select these, so Z, Y frame, and then just box select like that, and then scale X. So we're going to use that to kind of use it to taper however we want. And you could also just add 1 edge in the middle, like that. Okay, see, looks quite cool. Yeah. And then obviously you can set the width. You could also go change the width for each one. So Z, Y frame again. You can go S, Y, and grab these S, Y. You see like that. Yeah, so basically just kind of mess around with it and come up with what you want. Okay, and then again, so I'm going to select these 2 vertices, Shift S goes to selected, just so we know we at the right height. Then we can go Shift A, circle. Okay, and then the vertices, I'm going to drop this down to something like 12, 10 probably. Yeah, and this is the one thing when it comes to the crossguard is obviously you have to make it thick enough to come like have a handle. Now I'm not sure if you can just stretch out the handle like that. You probably can. So we just go extrude. Let me just go up a bit. So just extrude Z. I go extrude, press escape to cancel, and then just scale it down, and then just go extrude up like that. Okay. So make it whatever length. So something like that should be good. And then I'm just going to go add an edge group in the middle. So Control R, left click, right click, or escape to cancel. And then from here, I can just go bevel this. So I'm just going to bevel like that. And then I'm just going to add 2 edge groups like this. Let me just go Alt left click, Alt Shift left click. There we go. And we can just go scale Shift Z. So you see that just goes and adds a little bit of a curve. I'm just going to go bevel these. And you see that. So something like that, Shift Z. And then if you want, we could add another edge group, scale Shift Z. So you see like that. I might actually just go take this edge group and then just delete these 2 others. So X, dissolve edges, just a slightly lower poly. And then I think you see currently the shading's a little bit messed up. So I'm going to go Shift and N, and that recalculates normals. And you can see now it looks a little bit better. Maybe not. Let's go Alt N. Alt N. Come on, NVIDIA. Alt N flip. Yeah, so you see now the shading is correct. If you want to use that, you can use turn a matte cap on in the viewport overlays, or you can open here and click face orientation to make sure it's facing the right way. They're all going to be blue if they are facing correctly. Cool. So now we are ready to add the little end bit. So we can just go extrude scale, extrude it up. Same thing, maybe even like one more extrude scale, extrude it up. Cool. And then I'm not sure exactly what the shape is. So I might just go, actually, let me just make this handle a bit shorter. Let me show you one way of making the handle shorter. So you see if actually, we already have our 3D cursor here. So I just select everything on here and I can just go period key again. I can go 3D cursor. And if I go scale Z, you can see I can scale it up and down like this. And I can also scale Shift Z, or I can even go scale X and all that to kind of get whatever correct shape I need. Yeah, cool. And then I might just do something more simple, but yeah. So here, Shift A, mesh, plane. I guess at least let's just attempt it. We have time. So I'm just going to go scale Y like this. And then I'm going to go press my period key and go median point again. So from here, we can basically just go add Ooh, what happened here? GZ. We can add like 3 edge groups, I guess. And then to turn our X-ray on, so I can select through. And then we can just go pull these up. Let's go grab these two at the same time. And you can go scale X. Yeah, something like that. Make sure that they kind of close to being the similar like width. And then we can just go, let's actually add a mirror. So I'm just going to select the left side, X vertices, go modifiers, and we can go add a mirror. And just go, oh, it's actually mirroring. Cool. And then basically just make whatever kind of shape we need. Yeah, something like that. Looks about right. And then obviously we can kind of like taper it in. Cool. And then I can select this edge, go F, same thing here, F. And if we want, we can also just go add an edge group down the side like that. Go vertex select, and then just delete the whole back. And if I go change this to Y, you'll see now it's mirrored on the Y axis as well. So you see there. Cool. So something like that. Maybe this whole base is a bit too big again. Same thing. So I'm going to go select this, period key, 3D cursor, scale Z, and then maybe scale X. Yeah, that's better. Pull this whole thing down. And then change it back to median point. And then you can go place it like here. Let's turn clipping on so we don't have any problems. Cool. And then so from here, I can take this edge, extrude it in. And also the same thing here. So just go GY, pull it into the center so that the clipping's actually working. Then you can just select this face, F to fill. Same thing here. So extrude in, F, F. Okay. Let's go out of X-ray to see what we kind of working with. Because obviously like this is just a good base and we can kind of add as many details as we want. So we could just go do something like that. And then you could obviously just go add some like edge loops. You could just go do something like there, and you could even like if you wanted. So here, if we do that, then you can just pull that out. So now it's kind of like a loop going around. Cool. Basically, just kind of start spitballing ideas that you want to add into it. Cool. And then yeah, should be fun. You could even go add a little bevel on the top here. Yeah, it's all right. And then I think there is supposed to be some sort of circle thing in here. We could even just use the knife tool like this, just to make a diamond. And then we just go to the center. So it's K for the knife tool, and then just cut your shape. So if we do that, and then you can just go pull that forward, and then that looks like it's like a stone inlaid or something like that. Cool. And then just take this, and then just go join it in like that or something. Yeah, should be good. Cool. Yeah, looks alright. And then from here, we can just go select this whole face, F to fill, and we can just go pull this down. Cool. If you wanted, you could obviously like scale it down or something like that to kind of make it fit better. You could also just go take these edges and then try to round it out a little bit like this, so that it almost kind of fits slightly with the base. Yeah, you see like that. Bit wonky, but oh, looks alright. Let's just clean this up. Yeah. Yeah, looks kind of cool. I'd say this probably is a little bit like I have one or too many edges, but oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, looks alright. And then we can now go and make the sheath. So basically the sheath is going to be this. So I'm just going to duplicate it. And we can just go add a solidifier like this. Cool. Let's just check it's working correctly. Yep. And then let's just get this little thingy on so we can actually work on the mesh properly. So something like that. Even thickness. Let's delete this top face like that. Because you see, like when you have that face in there, it kind of like mess everything up. But I'll just go X faces. That's a lot cleaner. I can pull it down slightly, and then just turn the little triangle on so we can see everything. Just add an edge loop down the center, and then we can just go nav tool, and then just go like there, like that. Go X faces, and we can go mesh, symmetrize, and change it to plus X. Okay. And then I think we just have like a vertex there. So we go X vertex. Cool. And there we go. We have that little indent. We can obviously make it bigger. So we just go pull that down. And then same thing. I'm just going to go mesh symmetrize, and I'm going to go from -y to +y. There we go. And we have that mirrored across. Obviously, again, we can just use a mirror modifier, but yeah. And then from here, we can just go, let's go add an edge loop, something like here. You see, it's actually not like going all the way around. So I'm going to go same thing. So there, the vertices are on the same height. So I'm going to select all of them, S, Z, 0, and press enter. And then we can just select these two and click J, and same thing on the other side. Now, the reason we've done this is just so I can go duplicate this, P, bar selection, just so we know we have kind of the exact tip of the sword or sheath. I'm just going to go on the solidifier. I can click only rim, which is actually going to get rid of the center. I can just go apply this. Okay. Now you see, if now this is applied, you see it's just the actual piece, and I can just go select this rim piece, X faces. Okay. And now we just have just like this. Cool. Now from here, we can use this and shape it to however we want. I'm actually going to use a mirror on this. So I'm going to go X vertices on the left side, go add modifier, mirror, and turn your clipping on. Cool. Now again, we could also use a solidifier on this, just a slot like that. So on a little triangle, and then you can use a nav tool. So maybe something like there, and then we can go out like that. I think this is going to like not work. Oh, it does. Cool. And then we can go up like that. Enter, and just go X faces. Cool. Little cool design, and then same thing. We can just delete the whole back like this. X vertices, and then turn the Y mirror on, and it looks all cool. Obviously, you can change the thickness with this, and yeah, nice. So there we go. Basically, just made a little arrow-looking thing in it, but yeah, cool. And then, so from here, we can do similar thing to what we did with the forearm. We can just take this, let's just make sure, yeah, so let's just get add edge loop like this. Same thing, J, and we can select this and just go GZ, pull it up. Let's actually clean this up. We probably can just go select this J on either side, and it turns it into quads. So you see we have like this 1, 2, 3, 4, and same thing up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then now you can see we can actually add normal edge loops along here, not just along the sides. Cool. So we can take this, so yeah, Shift D and go P bar selection, and then you see, so now we have a separate piece. We can also do the same thing we did before, click only rim. I think actually we can get rid of the fill, possibly. Now let's just leave that on. Cool. And we can go apply, and then we can just go delete the either sides. Cool. And then now we just have a piece sitting on the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm kind of just going to go add some edge loops like this, and then just go kind of position them randomly like that. And then we can go press T for the side panel and grab this tool over here, which is the shear tool. You see like that. So we can basically just get some good angles. So obviously when you rotate, it doesn't stick with the shape, but this does. So there. And then just get a couple different shapes like that. Obviously you can add more if you want. And then, so from here, pull that up. Actually, yeah. So we just select each of them, or select a couple. So basically just going to use the bevel, so like that, to get the piece out. So there, and do it in edge select, and that will work better. So here, cool. So there we have these, and then we can do the same thing. I'm actually just going to delete all the gaps. So I'm just using interface select, Alt Shift left click, X faces, and then we can use the same tool. So you see like some of these are like different or like that. So you see we can basically just do there, pull it out. We can also select the whole thing and then just do the same, change the angle, obviously change the thickness, all of that fun stuff. Cool. And then we're good. And we can add a solidifier, or we can just select everything and just go inset slightly, I think. And we can go Alt S. Yeah, so R for inset and then Alt S, and you see we get that. And then for pieces like this, so we can go E for even, something like that. E for even, and F for flipped. Select this, scale up. Cool. Yeah, you see, nice, cool little detail on there. And yeah, same thing. So we can select this all and just go, maybe make sure you have the blade selected. Select the handle like that. Control P, keep. Control P, keep transform, and then we can position it around like that. Get this piece also done there. Control P, or we can also just select this Alt P to clear parent, and then we just make sure that we have the like sheath selected. Control P, keep transform. So now this is separate, and then the sheath is still parented to the handle. So it follows, but if we need to get rid of the sheath, it does work. And then obviously we can go position it back here and scale it up and down as we need. But yeah, looks cool. And then we can add the colors. So I think this one has had the same so we can go material 001. This we can go give the same as that, so material 004. And then this we can go give, I guess, the same as the tone. So I guess just default. Here we can give it the belt color, I guess. So yep, there we go. And then just leave the rest of it as it is. Cool. Yeah, and there we go. We have a cool little cat chilling. Yeah. By the way, I mentioned it earlier, but if you haven't checked it out already, go check the first link in the description. If you enjoy this video, you're going to get there's a full course that you can do where you can learn to make awesome game ready characters inside of Blender in depth, and you can learn to make some cool like human characters with more content coming soon there. It's the video. Okay, and let's get at least one of these belts done on the gap, and yeah, should be good. Okay, so usually what I do with belts is, I mean, I can take this piece, it's basically the same as the body underneath, but I'll basically just grab part of the body like this. I can also just go like duplicate this, and if I'm going to go local this, I can just go /. You see, so a / is basically just by itself, and if I go / again, it goes back to the rest of it. Cool. I'm going to turn the mirror on, and I'm going to go to the solidifier, click only rim again, so it deletes the inside, and just apply this. So now we just have this mesh, and then from here, we can use this to cut the piece we need. We can also, there's two ways we can do this. We can obviously go like line the whole piece that we need, or I can just grab a piece like this, go around, and then we just go bevel it, and then we can go use that to kind of get a consistent thickness, and then obviously clean it up if we need. So you see, I'm just going to click around with that with the nav tool using K, and then we can use G twice to edge slide. You see like that. And then, yep, should be good. So then we just select the whole edge, control, actually just go, there we go. And then go control B, and you see there. So it gets a pretty clean result like that. And there we can just go control I to invert X vertices. And you see here, we have a piece right here. Then we can go / again, select this mesh, and we can just go add a solidifier. Cool. And then you can see, pull that up. And then obviously we can just go kind of pull it out if we need. You could also just grab the whole edge like this, pull it down, scale it up like that. Cool. And then from here, we can go material tab. I might just go, obviously, so it's easier to actually bring the size in because you just edge slide it. You can kind of just hold Alt and it does actually work pretty decently. But yeah, and then I'm just going to pull this thickness down slightly. So you see like that, it just kind of felt too chunky compared to the belt. So I can just use edge slide, pull it back in. Materials, just grab the belt color, link materials. And then I'm going to grab this. But then I'm just going to go make it asymmetrical. So apply a mirror modifier. You can just press Control A to apply it. And I'm just going to go make something like this. And go GX. Yep. And then like that should be good. So there, and I can just go rotate and scale it down. Cool. And then we got to just obviously place it down. So let's just go line that up there using my double R again, and then there. Cool. And then we can just go add more edge loops. So just turn the little triangle on, And then we can basically just go kind of push that up like that. And then same thing here, just pull that down. And then this one needs to come out further, obviously, so like that. And then we can just go line these up. Make sure it's not clipping through or anything like that. Cool. And then same as before, we can take this, go extrude out, and then just rotate. I think on this one, you can see it has more of a complex looking thing. So you see this kind of rotates out like that, and then just goes in. So we can just go rotate and push it in like there. Cool. And then just take this shifty and then just push that into the body as well. Extrude out and then just extrude down like this. You may have to turn even thickness because you see here, like these parts aren't very good. So there, and we can just go maybe scale down, extrude out like that. So then just kind of mess around with everything until it actually works properly. Cool. And then, but yeah, pretty good. And then we can obviously just go kind of line that up. And then we can just pull up the thickness like that. Looks cool. And then we might just have to change some bits. We could also just grab this piece and then bring it around here so we actually see it. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So you see that. So we just got a quick and easy little belt little thingy. Looks quite nice. Yep, that. And you could obviously do the exact same thing for the belt on the other side. We could just give it a slightly different, I'm actually make it slightly warmer. So I'm just going to go kind of a little bit there, a little bit brighter. There we go. Something like that should be good. Cool. And then let's get some sort of face in here. Depends on what kind of style you want to go for. We can use the nav tool. So you see here, we can go like do something like there. It's just a quick and easy little. So let's just go like that. Enter. And then guess like there. So I'm using J to join. So basically, we just kind of have to get some sort of indent for the R. You see there. So we can go kind of just like that. You see, it basically just created a quad right here. And then obviously you could do like that. You see, so quad, yeah, all good. But then obviously like we might need more of a round piece because like his R's are quite round. So you see more like that, and then we can do the same thing. So J, we have two faces like this, press F, and then from here we can go J there. That makes a triangle, but oh well. I'm not sure exactly how we got away with any. Oh, I think we were supposed to go like around like this. Actually, let's just go dissolve edges. Control R. Go join like that, and then okay, no, it's fine. Let's just go like this. X dissolve edges. J. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. So you can see we can kind of get away with something like that. We could also go just add a cube. So let's just go place it in like this. And let's go add a mirror. Slap that there. And then we can pull that forward. And then we could even go subdivide it, so just control 1. Obviously, because his eyes also like that. So there. And then we can go give it a dark. And then like this seems to have a different shade. So we can go, you can just go like plus for new slot, change this to material 3, click assign, and then we can click on here, and that makes its own material. Because we already signed it, you can see we can just change that there, make it like more yellow. And I think that's going to be a similar color to what we slap here. So let's just add that there. Yeah, cool. And then we can even just go add just like a simple little line like that. So there, we can go just join that in to that. So we do there, and then we can give it that other color as well. You see just a little kind of inset like that. Okay. You see, basically we just kind of mess around with everything until we get something that looks all right. A lot of triangles and stuff on the face, but it kind of works. Yeah, and obviously you could mess around and get something that you find better for the face. But that is kind of the general idea. You can also experiment with having this here or not. I think it makes it more sense. You can also bring the head like up and down if you want to try it out. So just select the R like this. Edit mode, yeah, press A to select everything and select that, and you can bring that down. See what that does to the character. Maybe make it slightly shorter. Cool. And even like you bring that up, makes it smile. Bring that down, looks sad. All that fun stuff. You can also like if you angle his eyes, it makes him look more angry. Especially if you bring it all the way down, it's easy. So we've already created like quite an expressive character. You can even use like shakies and stuff to make it look quite cool. But yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. But let's go get some simple, get the materials actually set up properly. Because obviously if we go Z material preview, you can't see anything right now. So what I do is I just grab the viewport display and then just hold, like drag down and then scroll up. And you see that I can grab the color from it. So here, and then we can basically like grab all of these Control L link materials and then just give it like a slight gray. Here, pull that up, and then these are going to be like a silver, so we can even give it a slight metallic. So then Control, just like these, and this, and that, and then select this one again. Control L, link materials. Now they all look the same, and obviously you can just change them all. So you can even just make it a gray if you wanted, like that. Cool. Then obviously it's skin, and then that darker shade. So we're probably have to change and make some darker colors, just because, as we said before, like the viewport colors will be not going to be super accurate in terms of what we need. You see, like if we switch between, yeah, it's a lot brighter for all the materials. So we like here, we could go pull that down to something like that. Should be good. And then here, you can also mess around with the roughness values to make it look a little bit nicer. So maybe keep it more saturated, just bring it a bit brighter, something like that. And yeah, so you can see, just mess around with the colors, get something that you are happy with, and we should be good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, there we go. You have successfully created your first character inside of Blender, or just the first game character that looks kind of cool. Or just had some fun. I hope you enjoyed this whole video. If you haven't, check the first link in the description, or click over here to watch a video on how to rig your characters to be able to bring your character to life. Yeah, cheers.